You ever find yourself in an argument where halfway through you're thinking, wait, what in the hell are we even talking about right now? Yeah, you're not alone. So a CEO that I mentor messaged me in a bit of a panic. He said something offhandedly during dinner, a comment about his past, nothing big, nothing new, or so he thought. The next thing he knew, his wife was PO'd. Not irritated, I'm talking full-blown DEFCON 1. She was accusing him of hiding things, wondering if anything he ever told her was true. He was baffled. He asked, Darren, what did I do? Now, here's what I told him. You're not fighting your wife, you're fighting her mother's trauma. Let me say that again. You're not fighting your actions, you're fighting a fear planted in her decades ago. Her mom had been betrayed twice. Trust was broken, men couldn't be counted on. So when she felt a crack in her husband's story from the past, her brain didn't go to logic, it went to survival mode. What he said didn't cause the meltdown, it triggered it. There's a big difference. And here's the big lesson for you. It's never about what it's about. Think of these conflicts like icebergs. The behavior that you're seeing, the outbursts, the yelling, the accusations, that's just the reaction you're seeing above the water. It's what lies underneath that is moving the berg. It's the emotion, the insecurity, the fear, the pain, an injury from the past that they haven't healed yet. And if you argue with the berg tip, the behavior that you're seeing and experiencing, you'll lose. Now, this happens everywhere. I once saw a senior leader lose it in an executive meeting. We had made a decision, simple resource shift across two teams without looping him in ahead of time. He wasn't just annoyed, he was livid. His reaction and outburst seemed wildly disproportionate to the situation, and it was. But instead of responding to the tip of his berg, I took a beat and thought, what's really going on here? And then I remembered in his last company, he was pushed aside quietly, left out of decisions, eventually forced out. So this new moment just reactivated an old scar. We had a private conversation after the meeting. He kept wanting to argue the details of the resource shift. And then I asked myself, what does he really need from me? The answer was reassurance, validation, security. So I gave him that, and immediately the resource shift issue disappeared. Of course, because it was never about that to begin with. So here's the move. Next time somebody comes at you sideways, don't get defensive, don't get logical, get curious. Ask yourself two things. One, what's really going on here? Not what they're saying, but what they're feeling. And number two, what do they really need from me right now? Not a defense, not a spreadsheet, just presence. Sometimes all somebody wants is reassurance that they're still safe, still seen, still matter. And if you can do that, especially when you're being attacked, you become untouchable. That's emotional Aikido. So here's your Darren Daily challenge for today. Think back to the last time somebody overreacted at you. Replay it through this lens. What were they actually afraid of? What did they really need? Because if you can stop fighting the ghosts and you can start leading the real person, that is what makes you extraordinary. Oh, and that CEO, he followed the advice, didn't fight the detail, he saw the fear and showed up with love. Voila. Issue dissipated. And yes, they're still married. So if your marriage is on fire over something dumb, before you call your lawyer, before you pay for therapy, fire up your Darren Daily and share your thoughts, insights, and reflections below. And do the world around you a favor and share this Darren Daily widely.